Hello, 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 everybody. It's New York Film Festival time. It's the third year, and I had to pay again. So last year's plea didn't work, obviously. I guess before I review the movie, I'll just explain how the festival's working this year in light of the worst year of all time. This year, they're doing virtual screenings and drive-in screenings. So the virtual screenings are just like VOD things. You pay for your ticket and you have a certain amount of time to watch it, and then once you hit play, you have less than 24 hours to watch it. Some movies have like a 4-hour time window. Like the movie I'm going to review right now had a 4-hour time window between when it was released, and then like it started at 8 and then you had to see it by midnight or else you couldn't see it at all.
What if you were like in the middle of watching it though? Like say at 11:30, would you have to like take it off, or like would it come off?
I have no idea. Probably not.
Oh, okay.
And then there's also drive-in screenings, which at this point in the festival I have not done yet. But I'm doing 3 screenings of the drive-in. So once I review those movies, which I'm not telling you about yet, I will show footage because I've never been to a drive-in before. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Like they did when America was great. America's great now because we can do drive-in screenings.
Yeah, we have to keep it great now. Haha.
200,000 people dead as of yesterday.
I was just about to say that.
That's so fun. I love it when 200,000 people die for no reason.
Good Lord.
For the last 2 years, I've been trying to figure out what's the right way to do this New York Film Festival thing. 2018, I did it all in one video. And then last year, I did it in multiple videos, which was like better. But I did it from worst to best, and I think I'm just going to review them in order of when I see them. So there's more like unpredictability. Because we do a lot of from worst to best anyway. So you're not going to know how I feel about any of these movies until I start, which may be more fun for you, I guess, because you're just listening and asking questions.
But one day I'll peep them. I still have to peep Portrait of a Lady on Fire. You know.
Glenn! What are you saying? It's been out for a year. I saw it a year ago.
I know. Yeah, all I hear about it is good things. I just need to sit down and watch it.
You should watch it on a big screen. Anyway, let's not talk about last year. Last year was too good. You know, we're in the year that we deserve, 2020. Okay, so the first film I saw at the New York Film Festival was the film Lovers Rock, directed by Steve McQueen.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of this movie.
This will not be the only Steve McQueen movie, by the way, that I'm reviewing.
Ooh,
yeah.
I think I know the other one too.
Lovers Rock is the 5th film directed by Steve McQueen. I don't know how familiar you are with his filmography, so I'm just gonna like go over it real quick because I've seen all of his movies. His first film, Hunger, is a film from 2008 about Bobby Sands. He's an IRA member who was a part of a hunger strike in an Irish prison, and the film takes place over that hunger strike, and it's very like in your face and like horrifying. It starred Michael Fassbender, who gives like an amazing performance. His second film, Shame, from 2011, also starring Fassbender, is about a sex addict in Manhattan, and that movie is better than Hunger, I think. I like it a lot more than Hunger. I've seen Shame twice, and Shame's a really hard watch. Have you seen Shame?
No, I have not.
You should see I can't
this
talk.
This is a tongue twister. Oh my god.
You should see Shame. There we go. There's a lot of like really good visual storytelling, and you see Michael Fassbender's penis a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a selling point. Oh wow.
It is a selling point, I guess. Yeah, a lot of good acting. His sister's played by Carey Mulligan, and yeah, it's a good time. His third film, 12 Years a Slave. I mean, everyone's seen it, but it's great. Sir. I own it on iTunes. Still haven't seen it since I bought it, but I have seen the film. I bought it on iTunes like 5 years ago, and I still haven't brought myself to watch it again. Even though is a movie I watch on a multi-yearly basis. I make no sense.
Well, that's also your favorite movie of all time, so.
It is, which is a spoiler for our best movies of all time video that we'll never do. We'll never do that video. We're a channel of broken promises. But yeah, 12 Years a Slave is a good time. And the last film he did before Lovers Rock, Widows, which I finally saw. I know you saw it when it came out and you reviewed it, and you were like,
Yes,
9
sir.
out of 10.
I have to change it though, but
You changed it.
I think I changed it to either an 8 or a high 7. I still have to think about it.
Well, I think that film is amazing, and it's universally slept on. And I'm so upset that this film barely had any attention. Viola was amazing. Daniel Kaluuya was amazing. Everyone in that movie is so good. That movie is so good.
It is. It's so good.
The action, crime drama, heist thing does not deserve that movie. Like, it's so good. It is. I mean, there's points where it's like blatantly copying Christopher Nolan, who is blatantly copying Michael Mann, but it's like it's so good. So yeah, I think that movie is amazing. But it's fine. Green Book was totally the best movie that came out that year. It's totally fine.
It's well deserved.
Yeah, totally. Fried chicken, throwing it out the window.
Popeyes is good though, so I'm not gonna complain. Actually, no, I will complain because Green Book is trash.
Okay, so I'm just going to get into Lovers Rock now because this film, there's a lot to talk about. And yeah. Lovers Rock is a slice of life film about a house party in London. It's a part of the Small Axe anthology of 5 films. It was originally going to be a TV series, but Steve McQueen decided that it should be released as their own films. So they're just movies now. 3 of the films are at the festival, so I'm going to be reviewing 2 others. So Steve McQueen will come back at some point as we're talking about these movies. Lovers Rock, like I said, is a slice of life film, and it's very much in the vein of like Dazed and Confused, where there's an ensemble of actors and you're following their journey throughout the night. And there isn't a whole lot of conflict. There is conflict in spurts, but it's not what's driving the story. The party is driving the film. The atmosphere is very much a part of the movie. Like, it is like the movie. I've been seeing a lot on Twitter of people saying like it's a vibe, and then when I saw it, I was like, damn, this movie really is a vibe though. Lovers Rock, as the title suggests, is a film about love. The party itself is an island of love, and you get to see what is and isn't love in many forms. You get to see it expressed through music, through dancing, through accepting others, and you also see it when people are rejected, because, at a party, not everyone's having a great time. Everyone's looking for something, and oftentimes people get rejected at parties. It's a very common thing. I don't know if you've ever been to a party.
I've definitely been to a party. Don't even worry.
You have? Wow.
Yes. I've been to many parties in my time.
I hope that wasn't recent.
No, definitely not. Hello? I'm not going to no boat party. It's coronavirus.
No rooftop bars?
No, I don't need to go to a rooftop bar. Hello?
Okay, good. The film often feels like a tug of war between acceptance and rejection, and it kind of permeates the movie. The party is black only, so it's like mostly an all-black cast. The white people we see in the film are separated emotionally from the plot. They're like in the distance, or if they are interacting with the black people in this movie, it's like not in a friendly way. It's very detached. There were people accepting and rejecting each other throughout the night. There's a bouncer who accepts and rejects at the front door. And rejection in this film comes out in other ways. And some of those things are like awful and impossible to redeem. But in other cases, it takes like an olive branch for that person to feel at home, which is kind of nice. And there's like a whole spectrum of experiences that are going on at the same time. And it's kind of overwhelming at times in a good way. Visually, Lovers Rock is gorgeous. The costumes are vibrant and they pop out at you. For some of the characters and their emotional journeys, the costumes actually evolve. And you'll have people removing clothes to show off a bolder color to mirror their emotional state. It's not like exclusive to this film, but it's something that I noticed is a part of this film because it happens all the time.
When does this movie take place? Does it say, or is that a spoiler?
I think it takes place during the 60s.
Okay.
If I had to guess, maybe the 70s, something. It's around that time.
Mm-hmm.
The camera kind of floats around the room, sort of spying on everyone. Like you're getting snippets of everyone's night. So, I mean, there is like a central character and a central like story that you're following that sort of grounds the experience. But for the most part, you're sort of like, what's this person up to, and what's that person up to, and what are the people doing in the kitchen when they're cooking, and you know, the usage of the ensemble is what carries the movie as well.
Yeah.
And also another thing about the cinematography is that at times it feels invisible, like it's not trying to capture an in-your-face political message like a lot of the scenes in Widows or something.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it's trying to capture just life in an uninhibited way. The camera also seemed very interested in documenting black skin. There are a lot of hand shots, almost in the same way that Quentin Tarantino shoots feet. Like it's very it's very glorified and like, look at it. Isn't it beautiful? But the inhibition that I just mentioned comes out in these very like lived in and organic performances. The film, like I said, is a house party in London, but I'm guessing the characters are like Jamaican or part Jamaican because they're mixing their British accents with these very thick Jamaican patois. You know what a patois is, correct?
Yes.
No, be a sister, no devil, no dopey. Everything gonna be irie.
And oftentimes it's like kind of difficult to understand what they're saying exactly, but ultimately it doesn't matter because you can hear the intention in their voices and also like the context clues of the scene and where you are in the movie. So it's not difficult to understand what's going on. So sometimes they'll say something, I'm like, what? But then I use my brain and I'm like, oh, that's what's happening. So it's not that big of a deal. It's not like in a Christopher Nolan movie where it's just like, you know, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. But the performances are really great in the dancing sequences. The dancing sequences are so good. There are 2 dance sequences that come to mind that I don't want to spoil for you because like you should just like watch it and be like, damn, those are truly incredible scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty long, but there's not a second of these dancing sequences that aren't either thought-provoking or just like arresting on a visual level. There's a scene where a song called Silly Games by Janet Kay is played, and the second half of the scene becomes something else that was not intended. Steve McQueen on the Film at Lincoln Center podcast said that the actors in unison started improvising something that he didn't plan for, and he just decided to keep rolling the camera because why not? Which, I mean, yeah, like everyone loves a good improv moment, and you'll see it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and you know, the person posting's like, whoa, did you know that Leonardo DiCaprio cut his hand in that scene in Django and just kept going? He's so good at acting. Or most recently in Euphoria, when, congrats to Zendaya for winning.
Queen.
When, you know, Zendaya stands were like, she deserves this Emmy because of that improv scene she did in episode 1 with her mom. And I'm like, all right, that's not the only reason, but you go off. And the thing about those moments is that they make the actor look good. But in this scene, where the second half becomes something else, I was thinking that it made Steve McQueen look good because it looked like he planned this scene and it looked like he purposefully brought us to this moment. But that's not the case. The actors all did it together and they ended up making him look really good.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the dancing sequences are just very sensual and often sexy. It's like a very sexy movie. Like 50 Shades of Grey was like, damn, we want to be this, but they are not. And it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. In conclusion, I would say that you should definitely see Lovers Rock. It's only an hour and 8 minutes. So I think it's the shortest one out of all of them. So you can tell like this was definitely supposed to be a TV episode just based on the runtime. So it's a very quick watch, but it feels as long as it needed to be. Still check it out. I was entertained. I was wowed. It's a good time. I'm going to give it out like a quick trigger warning because there is a scene that depicts things, and I don't want to say what it is because I want you to go in as blind as I did. But for those who may get triggered by something, I would like to just say, hey, it's not all sunshines and rainbows in this film. I would say that this is probably Steve McQueen's worst movie. And I've been praising it this whole time, so that's sort of like not a bad thing that I'm saying it's his worst movie, because all of his movies are really good. Like, don't take that as me insulting this movie or insulting Steve McQueen. When Steve McQueen eventually has his Dunkirk, then I'll say this is his worst movie, and I'll say it like with meanness. But this is not the case, so yeah.
What would you give it out of 10?
I would give Lovers Rock a 7 out of 10.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it's good. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you agree or disagree, tell us in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. Do all the things. The Matrix video is coming soon. I swear. Don't laugh. It's coming. All right? Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.